This week on Let's Talk Schools, Fulton County Schools is hiring. Meet our new Chief of Human Resources and hear about the upcoming plans for hiring teachers and employees. Hello, I'm Mike Looney, the Superintendent of Schools in Fulton County. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Schools. Today's a very special occasion as we have a former employee returning in a new position. Dr. Gonzalo LaCava is our Chief Human Resource Officer. Welcome to the show, Gonzalo, and welcome back.
Oh, thank you. It's been a great opportunity to come back a second time.
And so tell us a little bit about your background, just in case people don't know. Sure. Everybody knows you, but just in case they don't remember, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you came from and all that sort of thing.
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to come back a second time. I am a product of public education. I've been raised from third grade all the way to my senior year in public ed, so I've had a great education, great teachers. And then I decided that I wanted to continue giving back to the community, so I became a special education teacher. That job is such a rewarding job, seeing kids grow and come back and give back to the community. But I wanted to do more, so I became an assistant principal, and then in 2011, I had the opportunity to come to Fulton County. And in Fulton County, I was the executive director for special ed, assistant superintendent of student supports, and then one of my favorite jobs, principal supervisor. And I get to work with a lot of schools from all parts of the district. So now I'm back as the Chief of Human Resources, and I'm excited to work under your leadership and a great team.
That's a really, really important job. I was at an event earlier today. Everybody in the country seems to be short-staffed, struggling to hire talent, struggling to keep talent. It's just a different time.
Yeah.
So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your team's leadership. Looking forward to all that you will bring, all the great ideas you'll bring. Let's start with recruitment.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about your strategy around recruiting new employees, not just regular folks that have went through college and have gone through the teacher system or college teacher system to be a teacher, but what are some of the strategies you're trying to bring to us that maybe brings a broader base of applicants to us?
Yeah, human resources has changed dramatically over the last couple of years, right? Your traditional job fairs, those that haven't worked as well, just waiting on people to come your way, those haven't worked. So we have to get away from the traditional ways and kind of start thinking outside the box. But I always like to say that in recruitment, the number one thing is outreach. How are we building relationships? And relationships just don't start yesterday. They take time, right? Getting to know your community, getting to know your schools, your partners, your universities, your local technical colleges. So we've been doing that already, right? Starting to, really set the foundation for good recruitment. So relationships. The other thing is, how do we work with universities to think outside the box? I just mentioned that traditional ways are not working, so what is working, right? So how do we attract non-traditional teachers into public education? There's a lot of people wanting to do this. This is a great career choice, and there's a lot of individuals like that. So we're working really hard to bring them in, allow them to continue their education, figure out ways to use our charter flexibility, because Fulton County is a charter flexible district. So we have a lot of opportunities there. And then how do we tap paraprofessionals, substitutes? They're great talents right now. They're working in our schools. Why not them? Thinking about them as well. Also job sharing, maybe people don't want to work full day. They want to come in for mornings and then nights. And also, how do we tap in the international market?
Right.
But the outreach is so important. The second thing about recruitment that we need to do a better job with is hiring. If you think you have a good teacher, you better hire them quick, because there are 13 Metro Atlanta area districts here, and they're going to take them from us.
Right.
So how do we hire quickly? How do we make sure that we bring them in, that we are, as the heartbeat of an organization? How do we make sure that we're bringing out a positive light to our employees? And then the last thing about recruitment is onboarding, and we've been spending a lot of time there, right? When people come into our central office, they need to see smiles. They need to see people enjoying their jobs. This is the first people that they see, right? You, me, our people in the district. So how do we do that better? How do we get great teachers, great bus drivers in front of kids, make sure that they get to school safe? So that's my recruitment strategy in this brief amount of time.
Very good. I want to talk a little bit about paraprofessionals. So paraprofessionals are teachers' assistants.
Sure.
And we have been working to help teacher assistants finish their college education while they're working for us and earn a degree in teaching. So talk a little bit about that if you could.
Sure. Over the last couple of years, that's been a huge recruitment strategy for a lot of districts across the country and here in Fulton County. And, paraprofessionals, they're in those buildings all the time. They live in those neighborhoods all the time. So they know the kids, they know what they're going through, they know the material, they're constantly planning with their teachers, they're constantly looking at grades. Sometimes when the teacher's not there, the paraprofessional is the face of that classroom. Right. So why not make sure that we are attracting those paraprofessionals. And as a district, we are supporting their growth. And as we move forward with that initiative, we want to make sure that we support them not only getting through college, paying their degrees, but also giving them an advancement to become a teacher and make more money. Right. But it's a great strategy. I think people are hungry for that. And our kids love the paras. They rather have a para than a substitute teacher, even though our subs are great as well. But paraprofessionals, they just know the community very well, and it's a great opportunity for them.
I had the good fortune of recently attending the governor's inauguration speech, and he mentioned in the inauguration, I think they took a play out of our playbook, because he mentioned a statewide effort to now start building a teacher corps from paraprofessionals. And I think that's a reflective of how challenging the teaching, recruitment environment is. The truth is, colleges aren't preparing enough people through teacher programs to fill all the vacancies that we have. I myself am a non-traditional educator. I had my degree in business, and I worked in private industry after I got retired from the Marine Corps. So this, in some sense, is my third career, I suppose, 6 years later. But what about those folks that maybe went to college and got a degree in accounting or archaeology or math or science? Could they potentially become teachers?
Absolutely, Dr. Looney. I think that's the next phase in Fulton County. How do we continue to tap into those group of individuals? They're coming in with great degrees. Some of them are engineers. Some of them are pharmacists. Some are archaeologists and want to give back to our schools. And this is a strategy that's going to be very successful in the near future. As other places let go some of their employees, we're here, we're open. We're here to train you and develop you and support you in your advancement. But non-traditional candidates is a great idea. Plus, with our support and their degree and their background, they can be very successful here. They can earn a really good, earn some really great money and advance through public education. And plus, there's so much they can do along the way. But non-traditional teachers are the future of how we're going to be recruiting in the future.
And that's really, whether you've retired from your first job, or you're kind of a mid-year change or mid-career change, or I've been noticing that the newest generation of people graduating college, they likely are not going to stay in the same career field forever. And they, I think, have a really sense of purpose to do something bigger than give back in some way. And so I think maybe education has some opportunity there to appeal to those the younger generation of college graduates and help them see how teaching can have a profound impact on kids, the larger community, our state, and our country. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, it's one thing for us to recruit them. Yeah. We got them on the hook. Now they're in classrooms. How do we keep them?
Yeah, retention is probably the number one strategy to make sure we have a full a full group of teachers in our classrooms. If we're constantly cycling them out, our kids are not going to benefit from that. And plus, Fulton County is not going to benefit from that. We need our teachers to stay. We need our teachers to be here for a long time. So I believe retention is the number one thing in human resources, and we need to keep that focus. So I think the first thing that we need to do is, how do we provide professional development to our teachers? Teachers want to continue to grow. They want to continue to feel that we're investing in them. I just read something the other day that 90% of people leave their jobs, not because of money, because they don't feel supported. They don't feel that they have a professional development journey. So in the future, And now we're working really hard to make sure that, non-traditionals and traditional teachers have the professional development that they need. Also, is there room for advancement?
Right.
Everybody wants to continue to move along, the journey in education. It doesn't have to be from teacher to principal to superintendent. There's a lot of opportunities in the schools that we can continue to build for them. People want to be reading coaches. They want to be ISTs. They want to be AAs. They want to work in schools. Sometimes they don't even want to be leaders of schools. They just love teaching. So is there advanced opportunities for bus drivers? Are there advanced opportunity for HVAC individuals? If there are opportunities for advancement, people want to stay. And then the support. I was reading something the other day that says that a lot of people stay because they love their leaders. So are we doing a good job placing great leaders, and we're supporting great leaders there? People want to work under great people. And so as we start thinking through those three things, the PD, the support, the advancement, those are the things that we need to keep people here in Fulton County Schools. And we're going to work really hard at doing that.
Well, I know one of the challenges is people are always trying to recruit from our ranks.
Yeah.
We are a desirable district where people are always trying to take our employees, and so that's always a challenge. One thing that strikes me, and I'm not sure the public knows that or really thinks about this a lot, but we in many ways are an entire, it's almost like a military installation. We have every type of vocation practically that you can imagine. Lunchroom worker, bus driver, plumbers, welders, painters, teachers, teacher assistants. And I say all that to say that if you could imagine a job, it's likely that that kind of job is available in computer software programmers, security, internet security, cyber security, regular security, police officers.
Yeah.
We have it all. So how do we make those potential job seekers more aware that, Fulton County Schools, really there's all kinds of opportunities for different types of good paying, good benefit, rewarding occupations here in the district.
You're absolutely right, Dr. Looney. I think as an organization, we can do a better job in outreach. I mentioned that in the beginning of our conversation, and I think it's so important that we continue to figure out ways to market our schools. Every single school in Fulton County is different, right? How do we market our schools differently? Every school has different programs and different things that they're doing, great things. So how do we push that marketing? How do we push that advertisement a little bit more so teachers know? The other thing is we have great things going on in our operations department. How do we push that out through marketing as well? The other thing is our social media. Social media is growing and it continues to grow. People don't want to go to traditional college fairs. They can apply from a phone. If they're able to see what we're offering and they're able to see what a great organization this is, they're probably going to apply and work for Fulton County Schools. So social media is another big piece. Everybody's on it, right? From any social media piece, from Twitter to Facebook to LinkedIn to Instagram, people are looking for those type of things. And then of course, building relationships with the universities, going out there and letting them know what we have to offer as a system, as Fulton County Schools. People know who we are, but what are we offering? And I think it's going to take a little bit more of an outreach,
right.
Building those relationships. But those are the three things that come to mind. I think it's very important for us to be out there. Name recognition is huge.
Right. I've noticed really since the pandemic a lot of conversations about work-life balance. Mm-hmm. And so I want to give you a scenario. Let's just say I'm a retired engineer.
Yep.
And I've done my 20 or 30 years being an engineer, and now I'm at home and I have an hour or two a day where I just got the itch. I want to do something productive. I don't want to work full time. I'm finished with the full time thing. Is there a place for someone like that in Fulton County Schools?
Definitely. We have volunteer opportunities to substitute opportunities, right? We have people that come into our schools all the time to help out, whether it's security around the campus or reading to small groups or being a monitor, right? Or even being a crosswalk monitor there for the police department, all the way to substitute teaching. We have substitutes that come in and go to an elementary school or go to a secondary school, and we need retirees. We need people to care for our children, come in and kind of give back from their experiences. So all along Fulton County, we have opportunities for retirees, for part-time workers, for people that want to get back into the industry that have been away for a while, right? So there's a lot of opportunities here for those individuals.
Could that type of person teach one class or one period a day and then say, that's it for me?
Yeah, there's opportunities for that. We'll work with individuals that come in, and we'll see where there's an opportunity for that. It could be in a high school, it could be in an elementary school, but they could come in, volunteer, or as we kind of start pushing out job sharing a little bit more, that could be another opportunity for people.
Well, one thing's for sure, the environment continues to evolve. The employer environment, and we have to adapt and change with the new environment that we're facing, and I know that you're the right person to lead that department. Really excited about you rejoining Fulton County Schools. Thank you so much for joining another session of Let's Talk Schools. If you are interested in a job in Fulton County Schools, please go to the district website and look at the tab Jobs, and there are all kinds of opportunities there, whether it's full-time, part-time, or intermittent work. There are opportunities for you to join the Fulton County Schools team. And if you're not interested, poke a neighbor and tell them that we have some opportunities here for them as well. Thank you for joining us again. And now, let's go around the district in 90 seconds. And that's it for our show this week. Let's keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you on our social media platforms. And join us next time on Let's Talk Schools. And as always, thank you for watching.